Have you ever made a decision in the heat of the moment, an impulsive decision that you later regretted? It could be something as simple as ordering that dessert that you wish you didn't eat, or maybe sending that text that you can't retrieve. You can't get it back, and now they've read it and things are awkward. Or maybe like that time when my brother and I thought it would be a good idea to go in together and buy a used RV. That's another subject for another video. If you make impulsive decisions from time to time, you're definitely not alone. Today, we're going to unpack why it is we make impulsive decisions and how to overcome this impulse to make impulsive decisions and to keep ourselves from all of the regret and problems that impulsive decisions create. You don't want to miss this. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about overcoming impulsive decisions. Impulsive decisions are decisions that we make in the spur of the moment, in the heat of the moment, and we often make them based on some kind of emotional response or emotional feeling. Like we see something, we get excited about it, or we see something that's new or novel, and we say, man, that would really make my life better. I should probably order that. I should probably buy that. But later we often regret that we've spent money or we've spent energy on something. And sometimes we can make impulsive decisions simply because we're bored. Because I want something to do, or I want something to come in the mail, or I want something to be excited about. And while these decisions often feel right and good at the time, like in the moment, they often leave us with a sinking feeling of regret. Or later, we often feel kind of like unsure or unsettled about what we've done. But there's good news. There are ways to manage these impulses, and we're going to talk about them in this video so that we can make decisions that we feel good about in the long run. Decisions that actually benefit us and our lives and not just gratify our desires in the moment. So I'm going to share some practical strategies, some practical steps that you can take to slow down when you get in that impulsive emotional moment so that you can think through your choices and think through your decisions so that you don't live with regret. Understanding what's going on in the brain is maybe our first step in regaining control over our lives and protecting us from becoming impulsive shoppers or impulsive in our actions. So it's important to recognize this urge within us to act instantaneously and impulsive, that's natural, but it doesn't have to control us any longer. You get to decide what decisions you're going to make, and you don't want these decisions, these impulsive decisions, to sabotage your life or your relationships. The next thing we need to consider is we need to start to recognize what triggers our impulsive actions or our impulsive decisions. Maybe it's a certain time of day when you're tired or when you wake up and you're naturally excited. Or maybe it's being around a certain group of people or in a certain environment where you're much more likely to be triggered to act impulsively or shop impulsively. It could be during a sad point in your life or a difficult time in your life. You're feeling alone, you're feeling vulnerable, and next thing you know, you're buying stuff you don't need to try to make yourself feel better. When you understand what triggers your impulsive actions or your impulsive decisions, and you understand that when you're tired or when you're depressed or when you're alone, you're more likely to do things or say things that you wouldn't do otherwise, then you can catch yourself in that moment and say, oh, there I go again, feeling sad, tired, and alone. Or I'm with my friends, and when I'm with my friends, I sort of let my guard down and I become more impulsive. I let my inhibitions go. And then the next thing you know is I regret some of my choices. I drink too much. I eat too much. I say things that maybe I wish I wouldn't have said. So when you understand what triggers the stressors in your life that triggers these impulsive decisions, to cause you to make unhealthy choices like staying up too late or eating too much or drinking too much, then maybe we can prepare ourselves a little bit better or avoid those situations or those triggers altogether and make healthier choices that are more in line with the goals that we have for ourselves. Remember, if you're in charge, why are you doing things that are sabotaging your own life and not moving you toward your goals? Now let's talk about some actual strategies that might help you, some really practical practical steps that you can take in that moment when you're starting to become impulsive. The problem with being impulsive is sometimes you don't realize it's happening until afterwards. You look back and you go, oh man, why did I do that? It seemed like it made so much sense at the time. Well, the first thing we want to consider when we think about strategies is the need to pause. When we feel ourselves about to do this thing again, about to say something out loud that we might regret, or buy something we don't need, or overeat or overindulge, we need to pause in that moment. Just pause and try to be mindful in that moment. Now, it might help to count to 5 or count backwards from 5 or sing a little song in your head, but whatever it takes for you to pause and sort of come back to yourself before you actually go through with this. Now, if it's too late, then you want to pause long enough to sort of reflect on what happened. At least that is a starting point. Second thing is you want to start to think long term. You want to ask yourself, like, not what do I want to do in this moment? Because maybe what you want to do isn't really good for you. You want to ask yourself, what do I want to have done? Not what do I want to do? Because what you want to do is you want to eat that dessert. You want to waste that money. But what do I want to have done? When I wake up tomorrow, how do I want to have made this decision? And thinking a little more long term gets you out of that impulsive moment. Third thing is, maybe create a delay. If you're about to buy something, for example, online that you really don't need, you're about to buy another something that, adds to your collection, just wait 24 hours. Just wait 6 hours, wait some amount of time and say, I'm going to make myself pause here. And before I actually go through with this, I'm going to wait 24 hours. And tomorrow, if I still feel like I need this, a lot of times just delaying will move you away from that impulsive, energy that makes you feel like you need something right now. So delaying can be good. And the fourth thing is to start to develop healthier habits. Maybe you need some good routines that will busy your time and your mind to keep you from falling into your old patterns. Instead of sitting down to the TV and eating another bag of chips, maybe you could walk on a treadmill or play a game with your family, or, at least eat something healthy. Try a vegetable, folks. Come on. Okay, what are we saying here? Even the best of us at times are going to make impulsive decisions that we later regret. We're going to say things out loud that we wish we wouldn't have said. We're going to send emails or texts that we can't ever take back. We're going to eat stuff that we don't need to eat that is not making us healthier. We're going to waste time. All of us are going to struggle with this. It happens to everybody. When that happens, catch that, realize it, ask yourself how you feel, and then make some decisions going forward. Think about the environment you were in, the people that you were with, and how you were feeling, what your mood was like when you made those impulsive decisions. And analyzing this a little bit and thinking about this, you can start to gain valuable insights that might later protect you from sabotaging your life or sabotaging your relationships. We want to build better habits. We want to sit down proactively and think about what would make my life better. Of course, eating right, and exercise and rest, and having goals, and having, connections with my community and better relationships. These are all the things we want. But impulses can sometimes move us away. It feels right in the moment. We're impulse compelled. It feels so right in the moment, but it will move us away from the things we actually want. You need to get back in charge of your life. And you need to take the steps necessary to protect these very valuable things in your life, relationships in your life. So impulses don't have to control us. We will always have to manage these to some degree, but by understanding what triggers us and developing strategies to pause and reflect and think and fill our lives with so many good things, maybe we can take control of these decisions so that the decisions we make align a little better with our core values and our goals for our life. If this video has been helpful to you and encouraging and challenging, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, put in your comments below how you struggle with or how you're overcoming some impulsive decisions, or maybe just share some stupid decision that you can't take back and now you feel like an idiot. Share that. You never know how that's going to inspire somebody else to growth and development. Check out this playlist if you want to keep learning and this video that I'm recommending for you. And as always, be present to life. I'll see you guys next time. Think about that. Be present to life. Be present to the life you want to live. And sometimes that means you have to, push back on these impulses at times. You get it. Let's work on this together. We all need each other's help.